upgrade to an everyday appliance.
Hi, Sharks. I'm Elise.
And I'm Sam. And we're seeking $600,000 for 3% of our company, Rocco.
Actually, Sam, before we get started, I'm a little thirsty.
Why don't you just go grab a drink from my kitchen fridge over there?
1 second, Sharks. I'm so sorry.
There should be a soda in there. You might just have to dig a little bit.
I hate it when that happens.
I can't find anything in here. There's leftovers, there's produce. Where's the drinks?
I think it should be behind the lasagna or the pizza box, maybe?
No.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Sharks, as you can see, kitchen fridges are crowded, they're cluttered, they're just plain chaotic. That's why we created the Rocco Super Smart Drinks Fridge. It's designed as furniture, so you can keep all of your favorite drinks away from those leftovers.
And where you actually drink them, in the living room. You might be thinking, this is just another wine fridge. Sorry, Mr. Wonderful, but nobody just drinks wine anymore.
We created a one-of-a-kind shelving system that accommodates all sizes of bottles and cans. Everything from ginger shots to champagne.
The top doubles as a pour, serve, store station, aka it's also a bar cart.
And with our patent-pending sight system, you can even see inside your fridge right from your phone.
Imagine you're at the grocery store. You're having friends over later and you can't remember if you have enough beer. Now all you have to do is look at the app and you'll know exactly how much you need.
So Sharks, who's ready to do a deal and pop some champagne?
All right. I know what's coming.
We are back with another Shark Tank breakdown or reaction video. I am your host, Dave, 10-year intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from trademarks, copyrights, trade secrets. And you heard Sam say it. He said the magic words, patents. Now, again, if my math serves me right, 600,000, 3%, that's almost a $20 million valuation. So again, I would imagine that these guys have some sales to justify that valuation. And kind of speaking of sales, the three things plus the bonus that I look for when reviewing these reaction videos is how simple is it? It actually seems pretty simple. You actually can, it's an app associated with it. So as you're at the grocery store, as they talked about, you kind of see what's needed, what's not needed. How effective is it? Again, going back to the $20 million valuation, a lot of times that will be told by the sales. And I would imagine that Mr. Wonderful, as well as other sharks, given that valuation, is going to want to know how many of these things have you sold. But then last but not least, the market. Now we all have refrigerators, obviously, that, in our homes, in our kind of trailers, whatever the case may be, that we need to cool and freeze different items. Whether or not it's in the kitchen, it's in a living room, in your bedroom. Yeah, I'm not sure. Does that make a difference? Like I said, they do have the app that you can kind of check out and look to see, okay, what it is that I need. Does that make a difference? Especially for the valuation of 600,000 for 3%. I don't know. We'll see here. So it's definitely a market for it. I'm not sure about the competition in that market and whether or not the market justifies the valuation. So, but we'll see what the sharks say. And then last but not least, IP. Are you protecting the intellectual property? They actually have filed multiple trademarks for Rocco that are currently pending before the United States Patent and Trademark Office, as well as it looks like they have some patents that are pending. So they are protecting their intellectual property. So seems like this is going to be an interesting one for one reason or another. Please hit that like button as I bring back up the pitch. Please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. Let's go.
All right, you know what's coming.
You know what's coming. Un, deux, trois. Le Chevalier de Testament.
And in front of you are the trays that come with the fridge to kind of turn it into a bar cart.
How much is the fridge?
The fridge is $14.95, and we currently offer early access pricing of $12.95.
Is that a lot for a basic?
As a matter of fact, I just bought two out of yours. I didn't know about yours, but of a different one. And I will tell you, yours is the right price. And what the guy was trying to sell me was 3 times as much.
How does the app work? Do I actually see into the fridge?
So every time you put something in or take it out, it automatically images it, no scanning whatsoever, and your app will update. So
I see shelf by shelf by shelf. That's an innovation I haven't seen.
Now, tell us about the two of you.
Yes. So Sam and I have a combined 20 years of experience in startups. I cold emailed Casper, the mattress company, and I helped build the brand from the ground up. Then I went to Billy, the women's razor brand, which sold a few years ago to one of the biggest CPG companies. Sam spent many years at Away, leading supply chain and product development. And while he was at Away, the suitcase brand, his work actually took him to fridge factories because, believe it or not, there are manufacturing similarities between fridges and suitcases.
You sell it for $12.95 or $14.95. What does it cost you to make?
So our landed costs are $575, and then after shipping, which is another $130 to $160, depending on where you are in the country, it gets to around $750 to $775.
So you don't have much margin.
No.
How do you sell it today?
Direct to consumer.
How many have you sold?
Just over 3,000.
Sam, have you guys raised a lot of money?
We raised $1 million about 2 years ago.
At what valuation?
That was at $10 million on a post-money safe.
Why are you telling us you're worth 20 now?
So that was 2 years ago before we even had a prototype. We've been in market for 8 months. We've done $4 million of revenue. We're profitable.
In 8 months.
In 8 months.
And you've shipped that
ready?
We've shipped that.
Okay.
You've shipped that.
That's shipped, and we've ordered enough units to be able to do a $12 million year this year, which is what we're forecasting.
And on that $4 million, how much have you spent to
12
create the
million.
buzz?
So we have a return on ad spend of 5 times. So we spend about $250 per fridge, or 20% of our revenue.
Look, I like it. I like the story. I like the pitch. I like the whole
You
direction.
guys are great.
I just don't like the valuation. So here's what I'll do. I'll give you the $600,000 for 10%.
Well, they're going to jump at that.
I think
And as Mr. Wonderful goes in, I'm actually wondering on whether or not, because it seems like all the sharks like this thing. And again, $14.95. But I'll tell you what, man, you're talking about having first world problems. I know back at Michigan State University, you know, you're trying to get a fridge for your dorm room, and you're crying if you have to spend around $100 for it. This is a souped up fridge. This is definitely better than your dorm room fridge, but you're talking about a price of between $1,300 and $1,500. Like Mark said, the margins are not the greatest, but again, I actually like the product, and I think all the sharks like the product. I think one of the things that, man, we were talking about a $20 million valuation, that's definitely cause for concern. Again, $4 million in revenue, so they are making money. It seems like they are even profitable. They're really just starting out. Seems like these two have these when you're talking about a startup experts, these two kind of check the boxes. So everything is great, as Mr. Wonderful put it, but for the valuation, $20 million. I don't know. He actually it seems like they had a $10 million valuation based on a $1 million raise last year, and he's essentially cutting it to what did he say, $600,000 for 10%? So he's cutting it down to $6 million. So we'll see if they bark at that, or if one of the sharks come in and kind of give them some competition. Let's go here. This may get interesting. We may end season 16, episode 18 with a bang. Let's go.
I think they should.
Wow, that was a very loud laugh.
That's why I laugh all the time.
Look, I don't think you're worth more than $6 million. I'm sorry.
Guys, I think it's a beautiful product. I'm not sure I see the vision. I just don't see it. I'm out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Guys, here's where I'm at. Look, great product, great company. Problem is a math problem. When you price it at a $20 million valuation, in order for me to get my $600,000 back, you have to do $20 million in net cash flow profits. $20 million cash flow profits, 3% of that is my $600,000 back. If I want to get a multiple return, since it's a risky environment, let's just say 3 or 4 times, you need to do $60, $80 million in free cash flow to give me a return. That's the challenge of making this investment. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in a similar place. It's very hard to imagine that things could pan out in a way that would be good for you and for us. I also was thinking about how I could add value to you, and I probably could find a few ways, but I don't know that I would be the best shark for you for this deal. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Lori?
You know, listen, I love you both. The real problem for me is your valuation. I mean, it's rough. Mark said it all. I'm not even going to try to repeat it because he really said it all quite squarely. But
What would you consider to be reasonable?
Yeah, we're open.
Oh, you guys would not want to even know. Kevin was at 10. I'm going to be honest. Like, to me, you're so startup. I would have been at 20, which you're never going to consider. It just doesn't feel like the right deal, so I'm sorry I'm out.
All roads lead to Mr. Wonderful.
Well, I really think you heard it from everybody in the same succinct way. Valuation's a huge problem.
I actually think your offer is generous.
I do. I gave
I
him
agree
$6
with
million
that.
valuation with no path to liquidity. So there's a lot of risk in it. I just happen to think my social would blow this up so huge if you were able to figure out a way to fulfill. And I also think I can reduce your CAC.
Do you mind if we talk about your offer for a second?
And speak amongst yourselves.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, again, I tell every time the Sharks get on here, and I'll say, man, do you guys consider the valuation and that throwing the Sharks off? Because it seems like they're stuck on that $20 million valuation for essentially a startup at this point.
A lot of whispering going on.
Oh,
No, I've actually been thinking about your free cash flow comment. But this is a category where the free cash flows of, say, Whirlpool, it's $1 billion. Hire, who bought out GE, it's $2 billion.
How many products do they have?
They have 5.
How long did it take them to get there? 100 years?
What's happening here?
He didn't
Kevin
make the
has an
offer.
offer on the table, which doesn't always stay there.
Actually, I have to be honest with you guys. I'm out.
wow. Evo action.
Hesitation led to a change of heart.
The only offer you had was me. And then you're talking to Cuban again. You know, Mr. Wonderful doesn't feel good about that.
You
And
hurt his feelings.
I now will forget who you are tomorrow morning because there's going to be 5 more deals coming through that door. I'm out. See you guys later. Ciao.
We wanted to offer a royalty. I'm not sure if there's a way to get you back in.
What's your offer? What is it?
Royalty, I'm back in.
We can be a little flexible on the valuation. So
What's the
let's do a royalty, particularly tied to your channels.
No, I'm not doing that. The minute my name is on this, it's every unit gets a royalty because all of a sudden it's a Mr. Wonderful deal. If you don't believe that, talk to my 54 CEOs. See what they say.
What's the royalty you would give?
Yeah, but only on what Kevin generates. Is
No,
what
I'm
he's
not
saying.
doing that. I'm not even.
Yeah.
I'm not.
He's
I don't
making him a
need
commission
job.
salesperson.
I'm an investor
I'm
with a
just
huge
curious,
brand.
what's the royalty
Yeah,
you would give?
What would you give? You do the marketing numbers?
I'm not doing that deal. I'm not for
Well, just
hire.
tell us
I'm
what
the
the
one
royalty was.
asking.
It was 50.
$50 a fridge
$50 a
until you get your money back. I just want to throw something back at you. Okay? No qualifiers, but $600,000, $50 a fridge. That's it.
If we can keep the regular equity ask, we'll do $50 every fridge. 3%. And 3 money's back.
$50 every fridge. Would you do it till 5%?
4%?
5%?
4%? 5%? Can we talk about that for 1 sec?
I do it at 3% in perpetuity.
Which is forever.
Take the deal. I mean, you're
And
going to
we
live.
plan to be around for a long time. So.
I do too, I
That's a
hope.
long time.
As long as Whirlpool.
4% and until you get your money back.
We'll meet you in the middle.
How about 4% until I get my money back plus another 300,000?
Done.
Done.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Boom.
Ooh, who knew? Now I bought that other fridge. Oh
Well,
my
we're going to have to
God.
replace them. I mean,
Yeah, good deal. Good deal.
thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We got a shark.
They were all out of them. She came back in.
I thought it was a great deal.
So you're making
I don't
three.
have anything to
You're
lose.
putting
They're
up.
already
You're
selling
putting
that
up
much within a
600
year.
grand to make 300.
They're selling that much. If they're right, within a year, I'm
I
going to
think
make my
that
money
deal
back.
Sucks.
Well, of course you think it sucks.
I'd never
'cause
do
you
that
didn't
deal.
get it.
It's a good deal, Lori.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Lori.
Man, you telling me about excitement. We were in, we were out, we were back out, we were back in, and ultimately they get a deal with Lori. And this is kind of one of the great reasons. I love the fact, and that's why I let it play through the end, because a lot of times, again, all the Sharks are amazing business people, but they don't always agree on the deals and different things like that. So you see in this case where Lori, they seem like they did a deal. It seems like it was a lot going on there, but 600,000, 4%, $50 royalty until she got her money back. Plus, she get an additional $300,000. So again, hey, I want to say not a complicated deal, but it was a little bit more going on in that particular deal, and it seems like they got it all kind of figured out. And kudos to them for getting the deal. I thought they were essentially SOL, but it seems like things worked out at the 11th hour, which sometimes these deals take going to the 11th hour to do. So shout out to Amy and Alice and Sam, I'm sorry, on them getting the deal. Let's pull up the website here really quickly and kind of go through it. They got a Shark Tank special in case you want one. $100 off. Again, $1,300, $1,500, man. That $100 off make a little bit of a difference. They do have a patent pending. Seems like the mark is actually registered. You see the R in a circle there at Rocco at the top. Let's see if they have patent pending down, or maybe is it issued since then. Let's see here. I don't see anything. I like to see the patent pending at the bottom. Maybe they have it somewhere else. So let's see if we can do a control. They don't have it. I mean, clearly they said they have a patent pending. So I would like to see that on the website in some form or fashion. Sometimes they have a IP tab. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, but that's the only thing that I would say is the fact that they could put patent pending on their website. I think that's the only thing that's missing from this particular this particular dynamic duo. Again, they are rock stars. They've definitely had success in the past as it relates to startups, and seems like they were able to get a deal at the 11th hour with Lori. hey, let this be a lesson as it relates to valuation of the company. Seems like that threw a lot of the sharks off. It seems like Mr. Wonderful got his feelings hurt because they start talking at Mark, even though Mark was out. And it seems like Lori came back in at the 11th hour and took a page out of Mr. Wonderful book regarding the royalty. So again, a lot going on there, but we were 3 for 4 on episode 18. 3 of the 4 pitches got deals, and hey man, we are chugging along for full head of steam. We have, I think, 2 more episodes in this season. Again, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Please hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. And please check out that ebook, Got IP, in the description section, which is going to provide a lot of value to you as you are looking to go along your entrepreneurial journey and kind of protecting IP and all that stuff. So hopefully, guys, enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys on the next episode, episode 19. Guys, take care. Bye-bye.